Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an acrylic pour painting on canvas. And recently I've really been loving doing these because it's something that's actually pretty simple and it produces a really beautiful result. I just want to let you guys know before we get started here that the paintings you see in these videos will be available to purchase on my Etsy shop if you are interested. So I will definitely link my Etsy shop in the description below if you guys want to check any of my stuff out. Also guys, please note that I am not a professional and I just do this for fun. So if you're looking for a real professional tutorial on this, I'm sure there's plenty on the internet. Please keep that in mind. Thank you. So to start off, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking three colors of acrylic paint. I'm going to be taking pink, blue, and yellow, and I'm going to be mixing 1 part acrylic paint to 2 parts of Floetrol. Now, I am fairly new at creating these, and I've been playing around with some of the mediums. I know that there are other pouring mediums you can add into your acrylic paint besides Floetrol. I know some people use silicone or regular pouring medium, but for today I'm going to be using Floetrol. To be honest, when it comes to art, I'm kind of very messy. I don't really measure anything. I kind of just eyeball things and pretty much hope for the best. And I mean, that's kind of what I enjoy about art. A lot of people are a little too crazy intricate. I like to just kind of wing things. So anyway, as you can see here, I am pouring in the 2 parts of Floetrol, and once again, I'm really just eyeballing it because, yeah, I don't really have the patience or the time to measure things. I don't think art should be like a precise science. So I think that if you kind of just eyeball it to your own judgment, then it should be good. So once you pour the Floetrol in, you're going to mix the acrylic paint. I'm using just regular craft sticks, craft popsicle sticks. I'm kind of beating the hell out of the paint, but if you really want good cells out of this, you should kind of use swiping motions back and forth rather than like a mixing, beating, making a cake motion. Like I said, I'm pretty chaotic when it comes to art, so I don't really do things by the book. But for your own purpose, if you want this to come out the best, I would, mix this side to side and try not to get air bubbles in your paint. But yeah, I mean, I'm chaotic. What can I say? I find it really helpful to kind of make sure that your paints are at this, or your color mixtures are at the same consistency. If you can see off to the right, I have a water bottle, which is basically just water filled with 10% Floetrol mixed in, which is basically just gonna thin out your paint if it's too thick or if you added too much acrylic and not enough Floetrol. Basically, just try to get your paints to the best consistency as possible. Here you can see that I am about to mix a bigger cup of white because I am going to use the white in between layering in the cup, but I'm also going to be adding a layer of white to the canvas kind of as a base. So when I pour the rest of the colors on top, it kind of adds a base for the colors to slide off of rather than sticking to the canvas, which you don't always have to do. I kind of find playing around that sometimes I don't like adding a base because it kind of makes your colors more runny and it doesn't make the color at the bottom of your cup stick to the canvas. But it's all about playing around. I don't think you guys have to be precise with this as much because it's just kind of all about your eye and what you like with colors and what you like in general when it comes to creating art. So, like the famous saying, the world is your oyster. This is your canvas. You do you and play around with it and just kind of have fun. I did find that the white paints and just the other colors I mixed were kind of not at the same consistency that I wanted. They were definitely a little thicker and not as thinned out as I would like it to be to pour. Um, or to have a good pour. So I did go in with the Floetrol and water mixture, and I just added a little bit to each cup and kind of mix that through. As you can kind of see, while I'm mixing, it definitely thinned out the paint a little bit more. Once again, I don't really do things to a precise science. I kind of just wing it and hope for the best. And I did end up having to put a little bit more paint in because I thinned it too much. Guys, this is what I mean. It's all about trial and error. If you don't have an exact measurement like me, you kind of just wing it. But that's the fun of it, I feel like, because then, you know, you created something out of your chaotic habits, and that's really all that matters here. But anyway, I'm going in and I'm going to mix that Floetrol and water mixture into the acrylic paint until it is to my desired consistency. Now, this may be weird, but I'm going to be going in with coconut hair oil serum, and I'm going to be putting in literally 2 drops, 2 little drops, not pumps, 2 drops into each cup and folding those drops in. This serum is what's going to give your paint and your pour the cells that you're looking for in this acrylic pour. I've learned through trial and error that you do not need a lot of this because it's so concentrated. I put in like 3 full pumps and I would never get the cells that I was looking for in my painting because I was messing up the ratio. I know a lot of people also use silicone, rubbing alcohol into their mixtures for the cells, but I'm just going to be using this hair serum because that's what I find works the best. And it also smells really good, so that's fine, fresh, and fierce. So now I'm just going to go in with that white paint that I mixed previously, and I'm just going to pour some of that over the canvas. As you can see, I'm using this nifty little spatula thingy that I got for $1 at the craft store. Very handy. I was using a popsicle stick for this previously, and it was not working out. So, you know, it's very exciting that I found a nifty tool for $1. So I'm just going to pour some of that paint, enough to coat the canvas. Like I said, you don't have to do a base coat on your canvas. I think it's all about how you want your colors to blend. If you want your colors to stick to your canvas and spread that way, you don't have to add a base coat. Just the colors that I mixed, I wanted them all to kind of be at the surface, so I decided to add a thin white coat to the canvas previously in order to kind of get the result that I was looking for. But yeah, you definitely don't have to do this. It looks like I'm frosting a cake, but like I said, you don't exactly have to be so precise with the sides of this either because the paint that you pour on the top is going to fall over the sides anyway. You want to just layer your colors in your cup however you want. Basically, whatever color you want to be at the top is what you're going to put at the bottom. Now, I flipped this over kind of chaotically with the white paint. Normally, this isn't really how you're supposed to do it. If you had a clean canvas without a white base or a base color at all, this would have been a little bit easier for you. But like I said, I'm pretty chaotic and I just do things the way I want to. Once I flip that cup over, I let it sit there for a couple minutes because I really want the colors to kind of just like meld and the cells to form. So now I'm gonna just kind of let it sit and marinate while I continue to frost my cake of a canvas. This is by far the most satisfying part. I'm literally just lifting up the cup and you can see how pretty it looks. Oh my god, the cells are really pretty. I really just, I mean, this isn't precise, guys. Whatever colors you want, just play around with it. I mean, it's totally your preference. Whatever cells you want to keep, whatever colors you want to keep, just move the canvas around until it's to your desired liking. Um, it's not an exact thing. You can play around with your colors. And what I find is that, if you want to pour colors from your remaining cups and just add it onto your canvas and swipe it, it's gonna be beautiful and the cells are still gonna come out and it's gonna look great. So as you can see, all I did was kind of play around with the colors that I wanted and just kind of tilted it to my desired color liking. I took some of that leftover paint from the cup that I poured and I literally just poured it on like that, as you can see, and then just kind of like finessed it in. This is why I like these paintings so much, and I think it's so much fun because you kind of let the paint do the work for you, but it's also your own creativity and your own flair to what you're trying to create, which I think is so cool. I thought the yellow was really pretty in this, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and also the green, as you can see, like in the bottom right corner, so pretty. But this is what I mean. The leftover paint that spills over, you can honestly just take it, swipe, place it back on your canvas in places that you want. Make sure you're kind of not like rubbing the paint in too much, because then it's kind of going to mix your colors and it's not going to separate correctly. But I like to take the paint from the spilled over portions and kind of lay it on and mix it in and just kind of play around with it. Like I said before, if you have a color and you lay it on your canvas and you swipe it, some cells will come up and it'll be so pretty. So once again, just play around with it and see what you guys like. I wanted to show you guys what I meant when I mean swiping over your canvas to get those cells. As you can see, I just took my little spatula thingy and I just swiped over the colors to mix them a bit. And as you can see, as soon as I did that, those cells instantly came up and appeared. Normally, if I did a pour and the colors were very prominent and my cells were a little bit bigger, I would do more of this, but I didn't want my colors to mix in so much because I wanted to keep some of those primary colors that were in there. But like I said, you guys can go in and just kind of be daring and do whatever you want if you want to use this method. Just a little trick for you guys, if you want to kind of like alter your paint or create more cells, or see if you can get those undertones of the paint color, the layered paint colors, I use a straw to kind of move the paint in the direction that I want to. I find that when you do this, you get a new layer or a new color underneath that pops up, and you also get better cells. So if you guys want to use this whole straw technique, I think it's super pretty. You can do whatever you want. You can make feathered out effect, almost like a watercolor splash effect, which I think is really pretty. But I found that I kind of just tested it out on this. It was the first time I used a straw. I saw someone else do this in one of their videos and I thought it was really cool, but I noticed that when I did it, especially you can see in that top right corner where it was just purple, I exposed underneath a pink layer, which ended up being really pretty and made the piece pop. Overall, I am really happy with how this one turned out. I love the colors. I think it's so pretty. You guys just get, creative with these paintings. If you want more videos of me kind of showing these creations, please let me know in the comments below. I do have some videos that I'm going to be uploading of a different method, which I find is actually my favorite with this style of painting, using a funnel. So if you are interested in that, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and look out for that video coming up. I will have new content on here, and I thank you guys so much for watching my videos and subscribing and liking my content. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye!